All right, here we go. Off and running on Wednesday, October 16th. Welcome back to Damon Bruce Plus. We're brought to you by Ike Sandwiches. I had an Adam Richman delivered to me yesterday. Adam Richman, remember that guy used to host a whole bunch of Food Network shows? He's got a sandwich at Ike's, and it's good. It's like ham and cheese, some chicken fingers, like honey mustard, wasabi mayo. It's all over the place, and it works. It absolutely works. Get yourself to Ike's. Get Ike's working for you, and you can really get it working for you when you sign up for that Love Rewards program. Get yourself earning your way to free sandwiches, chips, and drinks whenever you make your purchase. And again, Ike is going to be celebrating his 18th birthday as a sandwich shop coming up on Halloween. So we're really looking forward to that. My man, Ike. We got our friends at the Dubliner West Portal. Oh, my God, the best Guinness you're going to have anywhere in San Francisco. Where are you watching a little ALCS tonight? Where do you plan on watching the Warriors play opening night basketball next Tuesday? We're less than a week away from Warriors basketball. Where are you going to be watching the 49ers on Sunday Night Football against the Falcons? Head on over to the Dubliner West Portal if you can't be joining us here on the Plus. You will love the folks over there, and they'll love to see you. Trust me about that. And when it comes to making the big move, you're going to make a move over to Sleeper. I hope you have already, because you know why it is the world's fastest growing fantasy site. Whether you got daily or fantasy, weekly, season-long play, whether you got a group of friends you want to stay in touch with, real live information being tracked everywhere, and more or less on your favorite player props all over the league to build out a parlay which can pay you over 1,000 times. It is an awful lot of fun to be had over on Sleeper. Check it out. And when you use the promo code Damon on the link that is right at the top of the description of this video, you get a $100 deposit match on your first deposit up to $100. Now, let's say you're like, Damon, I just want to check Sleeper out. I really didn't want to make a deposit until I played around. Cool. We got you covered. Here is a $20, no deposit necessary, free, just waiting for you. Come on in, Sleeper promo right now. Go find out for yourself why Sleeper is the world's fastest growing fantasy site. So, I love football. You love football. We come together almost every single day of the year right here on Damon Bruce Plus to talk football, Niners football, everything that's going on around the NFC West. We love NFC football. We love AFC. We just love football over here. Freaking love it. And, you know, it is the goal to have a better understanding. We'll never understand football the way that the guys who play it, the way that the guys coach in this league. If Kyle Shanahan sat down with a piece of chalk, a chalkboard, and a football play to draw it up for you, right after he finished putting down the X's and O's and then started talking, he would lose you completely. He would lose me completely. It is another language, the way that these guys understand football. And there is no greater disparity probably anywhere in terms of what we're passionate about, but what we still really don't understand that much about than football. Everyone thinks they're a football expert because they play Madden or they play NCAA college football, or they watch enough football, so they think they're an expert. The truth is there's so much about the game that you don't know. I don't know. You have to be involved in it on a daily basis like these coaches are. Now, there are some of us who officially get to the point where, hey, for a civilian, you do know football. You do know football. You can talk about why things are or are not happening, and you're reasonable, and you're not overly emotional, and you don't let anger or satisfaction get in the way of evaluations. Like you really see the game well. You sort of know what you're talking about. I would like to think I've at least achieved that. And I would like to think that you coming back here to Damon Bruce Plus will help you achieve that as well. The highest possible civilian understanding of what's going on. But every now and then, football, sports offers us something that I don't even know if Kyle Shanahan could really explain it in a way that would make sense, because there is something happening to the 49ers right now that just simply does not make sense. And it's how good they are on third down, on both sides of the ball on third down. But I just want to start with what they've done offensively on third down. This is a team that has been without its starting quarterback, its future Hall of Fame tight end, a running game that has really, given any oomph to this team at all. They've been without Ricky Pearsall more than they've been with him. Juwan Jennings feels limited, even though if he's been out there, we haven't seen much of him lately. Kendrick Bourne has turned into this team's best receiver, and he just got here 15 minutes ago after spending a couple of years here a couple of years ago. There is a backup quarterback more often than there is a starting quarterback. There is questionable offensive line protection everywhere you look, and it's certainly an offense that isn't, again, as we said earlier, doing much to opening up a running game on first or second down. So riddle me this. How in God's name are the San Francisco 49ers so good on third down? Again, it feels like offensive line protection is getting worse as the year goes along, and they're getting their asses kicked in the running game on first and second down, and more often than not, they're looking at third and pretty long. But the 49ers have the best third down unit in football. Green Bay is first, Denver is second, and San Francisco is third. And this is when you're looking at it from an what are you doing from a defensive standpoint. Let me show you a chart that I just cannot explain. How could a defense be so good on third down when you've just lost Fred Warner, but you've lost Nick Bosa, and you're not putting pressure on quarterbacks who are pretty comfortable in their pockets, and you certainly don't have a secondary right now that is just ball hawking dudes and scaring away quarterbacks. As a matter of fact, you've played more games in a row as a secondary without an interception than any other franchise in modern football. What the hell is going on there? How can you be getting off the field on third down as often as they do? Doesn't make much sense. But it's because of success on third down on both sides of the ball that the 49ers are where they are, in spite of who they are, which is banged up and all kinds of a mess. You want to be to the right of this chart. Now, Green Bay is really good. Indianapolis is the story of the year right now. And look at the 49ers. They're right there. They're right there. By the way, this is why Mike McDaniel has yet to be fired in Miami, because for everything that is going wrong with the Miami Dolphins, look at where they are. This is why your Dak Prescott jokes should be farther and fewer in between. He's pretty damn good on third down. That Dallas defense isn't very good at all, though, on third down. Everyone says the Chargers could go to the Super Bowl. I don't know about the Cardinals, but there they are. The reason why Chicago's coming together is because this offense is starting to get a little something going to it under first-year coach Ben Johnson. The Atlanta Falcons are becoming more and more interesting, and look at where they are on this chart. Everyone regards the Denver Broncos as good. Kansas City, good. Look at the Rams, right where they are there. Good. Poor Tennessee Titans. That's how bad they are. They're just bad on offense and bad on defense on third down. It's why the Eagles ain't who they used to be. It's why the Jets remain the Jets. How the 49ers are doing that, I don't understand. It doesn't make much sense. Again, there's a lot in football that we try to make sense of. There's a lot of things we want to explain, but this is just, that's really impressive. With all the moving parts and all the problems and all the injuries and all the everything and all the depth chart that the 49ers are throwing at every single play that they run, the fact that they're that good on third down, that's the saving grace of the entire year so far. That is why the Niners are 4-2 through 6 games. That is why we got ourselves week 7. By the way, this is always what's fun with a 3-day weekend. It makes, not only do you get a longer weekend, but it really does make like the next week just go faster. It does. All week long, I'm all screwed up. I'm turned around. I'm like, what is today? Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday. Tuesday, yesterday, was an off day for the 49ers players, so they got a little bit of a break. They're going to be back at it today. And all I can tell you is that as you are watching your favorite content creators and your media members tell you who's looking at practice, who's out there, we're waiting for, Purdy, Kittle, Pearsall, all trending towards playing on Sunday night. That's the expectation this week, that the Niners are careful now when you say this out loud, getting healthier this week. Oh, my God. Week 7 starts tomorrow night. We got a Thursday night game that ain't sexy. It's Steelers at Bengals. Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers in the who's going to need to sit in a hot tub longer bowl. I mean, those are two guys over 40s playing each other. That's got to be one of the oldest starting quarterback combined ages in football history right there, right? Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers going at it. On Sunday, we get to Sunday, week 7. We see that the Rams are at the Jaguars. Again, that's an interesting test for the Rams. It's a battle of 2 4-2 teams. Packers are going to be at the Cardinals. The rest of the NFC West is going to finish playing on that double Monday Night Football doubleheader that we're going to have this week. We're the really good game. We got Bucks and Lions on Monday Night Football. Texans at Seahawks. Very interesting game. Seattle at home, pretty good. Even though Seattle's been very good on the road. I think they've won 9 in a row on the road. Seattle, always something a little for you at home. Texans got a really good defense, an offense that may or may not show up. We'll have to see what happens. But that's Monday night. Obviously, Sunday night finishes with Falcons and 49ers from Levi Stadium. The most interesting game coming up on Sunday is the 5-1 Colts at the 4-2 Chargers. Who would have ever thought that that game would have some sexiness to it? It does. We got Packers at Cardinals. We got Raiders at Chiefs coming up on week 7. And in the game that only a mother can love, and she might not even love you, the 1-5 Dolphins at the 1-5 Browns. Ugh. Like, people are actually going to pay hard-earned money to attend that game. So you've got a few $100 just laying around the house. What do you want to do with it? Let's go buy tickets to watch Dolphins Browns. I mean, there must be nothing going on in Cleveland if that sounds like a good idea. Jeez, that's rough. That's rough. So, again, week 7 is about to start. Thank goodness the week is going to go by quickly. Get us to Sunday night for Falcons and Bijan Robinson running for 600 yards on the 49ers. In a game, I still think the 49ers are going to win, even though Bijan Robinson's going to have like 600 yards from scrimmage all by himself. Probably set an NFL record for scrimmage yards in one game. Cheers. Little sip of the day action. How we doing? We haven't even looked at the chats today. How are we? Oh, good to see so many people here. Good to see so many people here. Hello to the regulars. Hello to the newbies. Hello to everyone in between. Like and subscribe if you would please. Thank you very, very much. Less than 1 week until year 17 for Steph Curry begins with the Golden State Warriors. Man, isn't that amazing? Year 17 for Steph Curry coming up. Curry's the 10th player ever to play 17 or more seasons with one team. Of the 9 other players, only 6 played their entire NBA career with just one team. Dirk had an NBA record 21 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks. Kobe had 20 with the Lakers. Tim Duncan had 19 with the Spurs. John Stockton, 19 with the Jazz. Reggie Miller, 18 with Indianapolis. And I got him last year, Udonis Haslem, who, again, was, like on the team hypothetically more than he really occupied a roster spot, but he got a roster spot. Udonis Haslem, far, far and away the worst of all these players who are on this list. He got 20 seasons in Miami. He was a figurehead for about 9 of them. But respect. Curry and the Warriors tip off their season on Tuesday against the Lakers, who are going to be without LeBron James on opening night. So let's get the Warriors off to a good start on Tuesday. 17 years for Steph Curry, though. Holy shit. Time flies. It really does. While it's year 17 for Steph Curry with the Warriors, I'd like to welcome everyone to year 1 for Russell Westbrook with the Sacramento Kings. He's coming to Golden One Center. The 9-time All-Star has agreed to a contract with the Sacramento Kings. He'll be joining them later this week. I could see them starting Russell Westbrook. I could see him coming off the bench. As a matter of fact, he's come off the bench in 145 of his last 216 games played over the last 3 years. This is a guy who's gotten 6-man votes. This is a future Hall of Famer. This is the NBA's career leader in triple doubles. This is a man, by the way, who played 75 games last year. You know, Russell Westbrook is still giving it the office, man. He really is. I respect the guy. He doesn't have my favorite game. And he's 37 come November. By adding Russell Westbrook, the Sacramento Kings, who have no business, given the fact that they're not close to winning a thing, the Sacramento Kings are one of the oldest teams in the NBA. I think it's just behind the Clippers and the Warriors now, with Russell Westbrook screwing up that average. Think about it. At least the Warriors, as they're getting older, they've got all those championships and a dynasty and all those memories to show you for the, horrific decision to get old as a basketball team together. Because youth has served in this league. You're the third oldest team in the NBA with absolutely nothing to show for it. You're the Sacramento Kings. That's fucking brutal, man. I guess it's why you're the Sacramento Kings and the rest of us are happy. That's freaking brutal. Again, this is going to be a really short one today. Not a lot going on. It's like a holding pattern Wednesday that sort of feels like it's later in the week already. But tomorrow's Thursday night. How about a little baseball? Man, I'm just going to tell you right now, you can print the T-shirts if the Dodgers are going to get starting pitching like that. They go to Milwaukee and get 17 innings out of Blake Snell and Yamamoto. When you got bullpen problems, that's a great way to solve your bullpen problems. A complete game in the NLCS last night from Yamamoto. I didn't think we'd see another complete game in the playoffs, maybe in our lifetimes. So I enjoyed that. Even though it's the Dodgers, I enjoyed it. Game 3, Dodger Stadium at the weird start time of 3:08. What a weird start time at Dodger Stadium tomorrow. The stadium will probably be half full. Game 3 of the ALCS is tonight. And if I could be anywhere in the world tonight, Damon, you could go anywhere in the world tonight. Where do you want to go? You want to go to a country you've never been to before? You want to go back to Paris? You want to go to Amsterdam with Jillian, eat some space cakes and just kind of kick it? Yeah, man. No, if I could be anywhere in the world tonight, I would be in Seattle for this Mariners crowd tonight. Let them win it. These have got to be the 2 biggest games in the history of the Seattle Mariners. I mean, I know that they've had some other big games throughout their history, and they lose all of them. If the Seattle Mariners, if they win tonight, it's the biggest win in the history of the Seattle Mariners. And then if they win one more game after that, it's the biggest win in the history of the Seattle Mariners. And then if they win another game of that, it's the biggest win in the history of the Seattle Mariners because they will have won a World Series game. I think the Dodgers are basically unstoppable at this point. Fuck. They look good. They look good. But, man, go Seattle. Go Mariners tonight. Cal Raleigh, go ahead, big dumper. 4 for 4, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. Do it. Do it. Make it happen, Seattle. I'll be rooting for you. I really will be. What do we got here in the chat? Anything going on? Anything you guys want to ask me? It's a very light day today. Anything you want to get off your chest? Now would be the time to do it. We got Chef A, who happens to notice, the frickin' Doyers. I mean, here's the thing. What would happen? What would happen and how good would the Dodgers be if Shohei Ohtani were actually hitting right now? It's pretty scary. got Freddie Freeman, you got Max Muncy. I mean, just all kinds of dudes for when the single best baseball player in the world isn't playing well. Well, you've got 3 of the other 6 greatest baseball players in the world just, waiting. They're legit, man. Freaking legit. LeBron is going to take his time with his injury. Scotty, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? The NBA has literally built in 25 totally disposable, do not matter games into their regular season. So there it is. Mountain Dew was created to mix with bourbon. 2 things I would never put together would be Mountain Dew and like any alcohol. I never considered Mountain Dew a mixer. Wow. Okay. I mean, I'll take your word for it, Hugh Josky Bear. You look like you know your way around a bar. But, yeah. Damon, any thoughts on that Kuminga ejection last night? Yeah. I wasn't watching. I don't care. You cannot get me to pay a fraction of attention to preseason basketball. I don't give a shit if Steph Curry had the single greatest game in the history of preseason basketball. I wouldn't know it. I don't watch practice. Okay? I don't watch. I'm not there for basketball. If I wanted to watch basketball practice, I'd call Raymond Ritter and say, I'd like to come and watch the Warriors practice. I don't do preseason basketball, dude. Not at all. So if Kuminga got ejected, I hope he's feeling frisky and angry, and that's good. Chef A says, Damon, what do you think the percentage of games being played that I want to go to? There'll be basketball players managing their loads, and I'll be disappointed. So all I'm telling you, Chef A, if you are hunting so you're going to a Warriors game. What you don't want to do is be buying tickets to a game that's on the second night of a back-to-back. So get that schedule open. That, nothing guarantees you Curry, Jimmy, and Draymond all playing tonight. That's not guaranteed. But you're going to want to find games with some breaks before them. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for 2-3 day breaks before the Warriors are playing. That is a game that, Steph Curry will usually be playing in. Draymond, Jimmy will usually be playing in. Again, load management sucks from a fan standpoint. And, since they want to drop dynamic ticket pricing, there should be a price point or a refund based on who is or isn't here tonight. But the NBA is never going to do that. So it's a little bit of a good luck with it. See, we got here, Scott pointed out Mountain Dew is very similar to Red Bull. So, Erwin, I would never, I don't drink Red Bull. Red Bulls and vodkas is like, that's a chick cocktail if there ever was one. I would never drink a Red Bull and vodka. You could put it down. You could put a Red Bull and vodka on top of a $20 bill and say, if you drink that, you get the money. I'd be like, nah, I'm not drinking that. I don't drink like a girl pledging a sorority. No. We got a request. Come on, fam. Hit that like button. Again, it's not a very big show today. It's a tiny crowd, tiny group of people in here today. Just the regs. I dig it. It's my kind of crowd. I don't need to be a hit. I just need to be a hit with you. That's all I care about. Thank you so much for being here today. Again, we get a playoff baseball game tonight. Huge game up in Seattle. Go Mariners. Why the hell not? Tridents for everybody. All right. Today in history. Maybe it's part of the reason why it's a slow news day, slow sports day. It's a slow day in history. Historically, October 15th is a slow day. Happy birthday, McNulty. Jimmy McNulty from The Wire. Dominic West, 56 years old today. Jimmy McNulty. God, he's only 6 years older than me. Like, I never thought when I was watching The Wire that, like, oh, this guy's almost my age. You just, again, I don't consider myself an adult, really. I'm 50, but here we are. Yeah, we talk about one-hit wonders. I can't name another Genuine song other than My Pony, but My Pony still got it. Still got. If you put on Ride It, My Pony with the Super Mario jumping it, bow, 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 bow. Genuine, My Pony, 55. He's 55. The song isn't 55 years old. It still works. I know my wife loves what's the movie with Channing Tatum? Magic Mike. Yeah, I think Jillian watches that on airplanes when I don't have to be humiliated by the abs and I'm not with her. But yeah, Magic Mike. Maybe she watches that behind closed doors. Either way, I don't care where you work up your appetite. Just come home to eat. My Pony. It means a lot to Jillian. I know that. I know that scene in Magic Mike means a lot to Jillian. Happy birthday, Teoscar Hernandez, 33 years old. Today, he was on one back in 1888. We're talking Jack the Ripper in his prime. These were prime Jack the Ripper months in 1888. Today, he wrote his famous From Hell letter that he sent to London authorities, and the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee really, the heat got cranked up on Jack the Ripper with that letter today. All of London was officially scared. This is why Jack the Ripper's gone down in history. This is why Jack the Ripper's been all over today in history, because Jack was ripping right now, like, you know, he was on a streak. Today in 1939, the New York Municipal Airport was dedicated. So happy birthday to LaGuardia. It wasn't called LaGuardia when it opened. They named that after a mayor, but happy birthday, LaGuardia. Today in 1940, The Great Dictator, a satiric social commentary by Charlie Chaplin, was released. The Dictator speaks to modern times. Very much so right now. Today in 1951, I Love Lucy premiered on CBS. It changed television forever. It turned Lucille Ball into one of the most famous women on the planet. One of the most iconic comedians ever, Lucille Ball. Her husband, Desi Arnaz, came up with this TV show that used 3 cameras. It was the first sitcom to ever be shot with 3 cameras, and this became the standard to which all filmed in front of a live studio audience TV shows still adhere to this day. The 3-camera, half an hour, 30-minute network sitcom has not changed much. By the way, this is maybe why people aren't watching network TV like they used to. But there you go. Today, I Love Lucy premiered on CBS. Today in 1966, the Black Panther Party was officially created. I believe over in Oakland, right? Or did it start in Chicago and come to Oakland? Or did it go that other way around? Did it start in Oakland, go to Chicago? Either way, Huey Newton and Bobby Sale, was it Seeley? Sale? Either way, if you've never seen the movie, The Black Messiah, it's really good. Today in 1989, he's like, you know what? I'm really famous. I'm a millionaire. I'm surrounded by all these hot women who are just lining up to sleep with me, so I don't need to dye my hair anymore. No one was a bigger pimp than Bob Barker. Bob Barker was such a pimp, he had his hose right there on his TV show with him. Barker's Beauties. Well, today, Bob decided, I'm getting so much Janice tail that I don't need to be dyeing my hair anymore. So Bob Barker, the host of Price is Right, today in 1987, decided I'm not dyeing my hair anymore. He came out with a head of white hair, and apparently the audience gave him like a 5-minute standing ovation. That's good. I'm glad that white hair is getting standing ovation because I'm about 2 years away from being frickin' Santa Claus over here. You want to talk about how quick time goes? 25 years ago today. 25 years ago tonight. A quarter century ago, Curb Your Enthusiasm premiered on HBO. Now, that wasn't I believe it was the first hour-long special that Larry David did for HBO called Curb Your Enthusiasm that then became the series that we now know and celebrate. But I believe the first ever hour-long episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm tonight in 2000. And again, I don't know who comes up with these things at all. Today is National Whole Hog Barbecue Day. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had whole hog barbecue? Have you ever been to a whole hog barbecue cookout? You won't find anything better. It's the best. All that smoky pork, all that delicious pork just coming out it's like pork spaghetti, the way it strings out. Oh my God, it's so freaking good. You get a little vinegar, you get a little mustard out there. You are in whole hog heaven. You get the you get the skin, you get the crackling. Why is it every city in America doesn't have its whole hog barbecue restaurant in it? You telling me that place wouldn't be full every night? Who doesn't love whole hog barbecue? How is this not a thing? How come Oakland doesn't have a famous whole hog barbecue pit? How come San Francisco doesn't have a famous whole hog barbecue? There should be a whole hog barbecue within a 300-mile radius of every major city in America. I mean, this should not just be only happens in Georgia, only happens in Memphis, only happens in one of the Carolinas. This should be happening everywhere. Whole Hog Barbecue Day needs more love. The Whole Hog Barbecue needs a better agent. I feel like I should do a pig in a pickle spot for Larry right here. But that's it, kids. I told you it wasn't going to be a long day today. I think the beauty of this show is we're not going to drag you through 4 hours of that wasn't entertaining at all. We will just peace out about a half an hour into the show, and that's all the show you need for the day. I will never, ever waste your time. Thank you so much for wasting a little of your time anyways with me here today. It was always a pleasure to see you. Hit like and subscribe on the way out the door if you would, please. That'll push this video across YouTube, and they could use a little bit of a push today. Wasn't a big show today. Not a lot going on today, but it's amazing what the 49ers are on third down, and it's been the saving grace of their entire season. And let me tell you how they're going to beat the Falcons. They're going to stay on the field on third down and keep Bijan Robinson off the field on third down, and that's how you're going to beat the Falcons. So just do that. Thank you very, very much for tuning in, and please do remember that sports don't build character, they reveal it, and like that, he is gone.